about you? You're very, very welcome. And as always, my thanks to my Patreon friends, my little gaggle of Patreon friends, with a new member, Daniel, just joined. Thank you, Daniel, and thank you for your support. Now, this week we discovered that it cost £2,460 to repair damage done to the mayoral portrait of former DUP Belfast Lord Mayor Lord Brown. Who is Lord Brown, I hear you say? Who knows? But his impressive portrait once again hangs on the walls of City Hall following an act of vandalism. Now, the vandalism was perpetrated by a Sinn Féin employee and is being investigated by the PSNI as a hate crime. Rest assured, no such damage will reoccur, as the council has now installed a security camera to watch the portrait. Now, wannabe Tory boy, DUP councillor Dean McCullough, has serious questions seemingly around the issue. He said, "When you talk about cost, there is a huge cost here to public confidence, and serious questions remain unanswered." Seriously, Dean? Seriously, son? Seriously? You think the public give one flying about the portrait of somebody nobody even remembers? And I'm not saying, oh Lord, he's probably a lovely man. Probably, I hope he's still there. A nice man. But seriously, here's my question. Why do we continue to waste ratepayers' money on pandering to the egos of local politicians? And we're not talking about small sums of money here. We're talking about substantial sums of money. Over 10 years, just 10 years, Belfast City Council, wait for it, spent £150,000 on these vanity projects. And it isn't just the DUP. Every party, except, of course, People Before Profit, because I don't think they've had a Lord Mayor. Well, all the rest of them, they've all bought into this disgraceful waste of public money. Even the Shinners, you thought the Shinners would have come in with a new broom and brushed all that old tradition out. Oh, no, the Shinners love it as much as anybody else. Them, Alliance, the SDLP, they've all ignored the obscenity of these gratuitous acts of self-aggrandizement, paid for, of course, from the public purse. The only exception was Michael Long of Alliance, who opted for a photo. Then again, he was only in office for a couple of weeks, covering for his colleague, Kate Nicholl. Now, Kate made up for his frugality by having a portrait, of course, painted of herself. Like, what's wrong with a photograph? Like, if the British Museum has photographs, why? What? Seriously? Not the shortness of time, by the way, in office is anything to go by, because not if you're going by Sinn Féin's Lord Mayor John Finucane, who, even though he only spent 6 months as Lord Mayor, still felt entitled to have his £15,000 portrait up on the walls. Now, I have to get the other side, I have to be fair. Ulster Unionist councillor
Jimmy Rogers, you know Jimmy Rogers, a man crippled by terminal congestion and constipation.
Well, he argued for the portrait staying, saying that
it's amazing the feedback they get, not just from people in Belfast and Northern Ireland, but especially the tourists.
Indeed, yeah. I can just imagine tourists disembarking from their cruise ships and being offered tours of, say, Giant's Causeway, Heritage Site, or the Titanic, and rejecting both, going, no, we have come here to see the portrait gallery of Belfast City Hall with paintings of minor local politicians. That's why I've travelled halfway across the world anyway.
Bullshit!
If Belfast First citizens want a pictorial reminder of their year in office, let them put their hands in their own pockets and pay for them. Better still, just paint one yourselves, will ye? Just paint it yourself. Now, the case which, of course, kicked off this rant, namely the vandalism of Lord Brown's portrait, we are now left in the ludicrous and somewhat surreal position of having to pay for security cameras to watch a portrait nobody, and I do mean nobody, gives one shite about. Only in Northern Ireland.